Hey guys, I just want to give a quick thing because many people don't like when I ship characters together, but this chapter has Blood and Mina x Kirishima, so but anyways, let's get on. When you had gotten home, you were tired, so when you got a text from Bakugou, you were still confused. It was usually when he would say goodnight, and it was 8:25 p.m., so you opened your phone as you walked to your room getting ready for bed. What does he want me to come over to UA? You asked yourself as you sat in bed. Nomu wasn't in the room. Well, he never was at night, only to wake you up in the morning. You continued to text him, asking why and how the heck you would get in. He ended up saying that his class wanted to see you, but you were confused. They hated Nomus, and he knew that your Nomu never went anywhere without you. You texted him, warning about that Nomu will have to be coming with you or something will happen. He quickly texted back saying that he knew and he had an idea. You sighed. You loved that man, but after tonight you were just a little, let's say, pissed. The next morning it had been the same routine, get dressed and everything and convince Kuriguri to let you go out. Luckily, he had allowed you to go. You had been sitting outside of a little shop, enjoying ice cream that you bought, then looked at Nomu. You knew he was made up of many people, multiple quirks, but that's when it hit you. What quirks did Nomu have? How many? And how do they work? Eventually, he noticed you staring. He tilted his head in a questioning manner, awaiting your question and that you would ask. What's your quirk? You asked even though you couldn't see his eyes. You knew they were rapidly blinking as Nomu thoughts began to form. Lady never asked. You deadpanned. Don't counter-question me. Hey, he scratched the back of his head. You took a long sip, knowing shortly that your ice cream would have melted anyways. So, shock notification, strength, regeneration, adrenaline rush, and dry skin. You blinked, confused. Dry skin? You asked. Dry skin. Normal strength enhanced when wet skin dry absorbs water. You held in a giggle and refrained from calling him a giant living sponge, and the rest of his quirks were self-explanatory. For some time you stayed like this, waiting until it hit 4 p.m. where you could go to UA. Bakugou never gave you the answer when he wanted you to come over, and, let's just say you were nervous. You were just scared having your family really being villains. It just made you worried, so once it was close to being 4, you got up and walked to UA. Bakugou had been walking to the gates as you got there. Hey, you waved as he smiled. So, what about him? He pointed to Nomu. Well, I planned on him being out of the way. You played with your phone, where he could see it. All right. The two of you then walked to his dorms. Most of our class is studying in the main building, so it should be just us and my friends, who are desperately trying to meet you. Bakugou chuckled before opening the door. That was when you walked into the dorm. Friendly chattering came from what looked to be the living room type place. Once the three of you entered, you could all tell there were 3 people, a pink girl, a male with a red head, and a blonde with blonde hair, of course. Everyone looked at Bakugou, then you, and then Nomu. Their faces turned from happiness to almost taken aback. So, who's your big friend? The redhead asked. Kirishima. Bakugou pointed to you. This is my girlfriend, and this thing is... He looked at Nomu before you spoke. Servant. You spoke almost defeated. Nomu remained quiet. Just ignore him. You smiled at the 3. The guy with the blonde hair smiled. I don't know about you guys, but being this close to him is kind of cool. With it being trying to rip us apart. You looked shocked at the boy's statement. What? You asked. The boy smiled. She said ignore him, idiot. Bakugou spat. The boy shrugged. Okay, whatever you say. He smiled. Both you and Bakugou went to sit down, Nomu standing by you. The 4 had been talking and joking about here and there, but the 3 could take a little looks at your Nomu, who was in the corner, watching a show where they waiting for him to do something. So, how's hero life? You asked, not wanting to just sit there and be quiet. Oh, well, it's pretty different from what people think, said the pink girl, Mina. Oh, shit, I forgot to say my name, she gasped. My name's Mina, and this dude is Kirishima. She smiled, then pointed to the yellow hair. That's Stanky. He smiled and waved at you. But back to it. I'm in one, Kirishima spoke. Yeah, sadly, I'm not in one, Mina spoke. Same here. He then looked at Bakugou. What about you? You asked. Then Denki started to laugh. He failed it. His temper had gotten the better of him. He laughed. I'm gonna fucking kill you. What? In front of your girlfriend? Denki asked. He then looked at you. Do it outside? You questioned, and Bakugou gave a little smile before grabbing the collar of Kaminari and dragging him out. Oof, Kirishima said. So, what do? You ask. Oh, well, since I'm still in school, so I don't do much, but it's mostly paperwork, he spoke. But if you're not a part of one, then they call you a vigilante, which is really not what you want to be, he shrugged. It's basically breaking the law, he sighed. So it's different from those in TV shows from the U.S.? He nodded. But you get insurance, you know, to which you nodded. Mina then sighed. I want to be in an agency. She huffed, her cheeks puffed out. Which one are you in? You asked Kirishima. Oh, I'm in Fat Gums, he smiled. Hey, while we're on the topic of hero stuff, what's your quirk? Mina asked as she looked at you. Don't ask that shit to her. You heard Bakugou as he came back. Why? Kirishima asked. No, it's fine. You smiled. The two looked at you as Bakugou sat down next to you. I make people's body heat increase rapidly, so I don't know any more about it. I'm sorry. You smiled. Then Mina got up and sat right next to you, showing her hands. My quirk is acid. I can produce acid for my body, she smiled. Oh, sorry. I can make myself harden like a rock. Your face went pink when he showed his arms, when you went back to normal. Mina then sat down next to him again. Hey, could we see it in action? Asked Kirishima. Oh, sure. You looked at Bakugou, who nodded. You four got up, but Nomu had seen this and blocked the door. Where Lady going? He asked. We're going to work with my quirk. You can come. He then moved so the four of you could go. Through the door, of course. We should be fine, Bakugou spoke as you all made your way to a big building where you could use your quirk. Once you were there, you turned your phone back and gave it to Nomu, so he wouldn't bother you guys, just in case. I want to see first, is that okay? Kirishima asked, to which you nodded. You two you two were away from each other, Mina and Bakugou standing together. Are you ready? Kirishima asked, to which you nodded. He activated his quirk and started running at you, you doing the same. What? Okay. He stopped and then fell. His quirk just vanishing. OMG, are you okay? You asked as you ran up to him. Mina asked the same thing as she ran over to him, not hearing you ask that. Both you and Bakugou doing... Well, of course, god damn it, sorry guys. Yeah, but I feel a little hot, but I couldn't move. Like, I couldn't control my quirk. He held his head. I want to try, Mina asked as she helped Kirishima get up. Kirishima walked over, going to where Mina stood once. Mina going to where Kirishima was. You did the same. Don't hold back, she smiled, to which you nodded. Be careful, you shouted, a little worried. Mina then ran over to you, acid coming from her hands. You didn't want to get touched, so you activated your quirk. After some time, you saw that her hands were turning red, until she started to scream out loud, falling to the floor. You then stopped using your quirk as you started to breathe heavily. Bakugou and Kirishima running over to her Her vision was becoming blurry, tears coming from her eyes. Black dots coming around your eyes as you felt like you were about to pass out. You felt someone catch you. Everything going black. Hey guys, I hope you enjoy. Sorry. I kind of want to apologize. It's not for this story, but I have been at tennis, and if I do not post on a day, I'm sorry. I'm really tired and I want to sleep. But Kiki should be, if I am gone on those days, Kiki should be the one writing messages, making sure that you guys know who go on my the community post. But I hope you guys enjoyed this. There is another one coming tomorrow. I hope you guys enjoyed. Bye.